teacher asks a question, they raise their hand and they know the answer? Like,
I would raise my hand, but I was usually, like, wrong. I was definitely a hand raiser. I mean, I tried way too hard. For one thing, I would often raise my hand about things that I flagrantly had not read. And like, I would just get absolutely owned. I remember we were reading Faust and Dr. Faustus at the same time by Goethe and Marlowe, and I was commenting on how it seemed like Marlowe was responding to Goethe, and my younger teacher was like, not probable. Marlowe lived many years before Goethe. Is there another question over here? Yes.
For the Human House movie, how is Milo supposed to be cast since you already have a really clear image of her from AWESOMEness?
Oh man. I particularly don't know how to answer that question given the particular makeup of this particular audience. Since people involved are here. I don't know. That's not my job, thank God. But I will say, like, book covers change. So I bet the book cover would change, would be my guess. But I like Dana from MySpace. That's who this is, Dana. Dana from Canada. So can I tell you guys a story about Dana real quick, actually? So, like, they came up with this cover, like, the designer and I came up with this cover design. We liked it, but then they started to send us models, and they were sending us, like, super anorexic, like, tragically bad models, you know, like, participate in the destruction of social order and everything. And I was like, I really would rather not participate in the destruction of social order. It's not absolutely necessary. And they were like, well, these are what models look like. And I was like, well, find me models who don't look like models then, whatever. And then they sent me like 100 models, all of whom were ridiculous. Like, some of them were 45 years old. In fact, one of them was in a Spread in Vogue magazine in which she was playing not a bride, but the mother of the bride. And I was like, I want a teenage girl who looks like a teenage girl, and they got mad at me, and they were like, fine with that, fine with that. Oh, by the way, don't put any of this on YouTube. Thank you. Okay. That's going to go on YouTube. We're going to be in double trouble. So like, I looked at, like, my editor and I and the designer were all together, like, looking at all of these modeling sites. But, like, they always looked like models. So then what we started to do was just to look at their MySpaces. Because they had their names, and then we would just look at their MySpaces, because then they looked real. And Dana had an awesome MySpace. She just looked really cool. So we hired her, they hired her. She flies down, my editor is there, and Dana walks up to my editor and says, I love Paper Towns. And Julie's like, great, well, I'm so glad that you had a chance to read it. And Dana was like, no, I loved it. And Julie was like, awesome, that's great. And then Dana said, I mean, sometimes I feel just like Margot Ross Spiegelman. And Julie's like, yeah, that's wonderful. I'm glad you thought it was a beautiful character. And Dana said, I mean, I could just disappear. And Julie was like, okay, do me a big favor, finish this photo shoot, then go on your way. So, that's Dana. She's so awesome, we're MySpace friends. I like check out her like updates and everything, her status updates. Is there a question over here? Is there a question? You had your hand up earlier? Yes.
What about the original cover for Looking for Alaska?
The question is, what about the additional new cover of Looking for Alaska? The other cover is still the cover. That is a special premium, I mean, you can't make these things up, premium edition. That costs $2 more and has much cheaper paper. So yeah, you don't have to buy that one if you don't want to. The other one is still in print. But I'm sorry about that if you don't like it. I'm not going to comment on it. Yeah? What happened with the Abundance of Cabins movie? Huh. Pennsylvania is not the best, necessarily the number one town in Wisconsin.
So, did you expect all the criticism?
I don't know. We'll see. That's the best I can do. Sorry. Great question. Yes. Well, you're not that young. Don't flatter yourself. I wanted to, look, I feel very grateful that my
my books have found an adult audience, largely through the blog, but also, you know, that I've had an adult audience for my first two books too, and I'm very, very grateful for that. But, you know, I find teenagers a little bit more interesting as a readership. For one thing, you're still taking English classes, which means that you're engaged critically in how to read books, and that's part of the conversation that I want to have with you when I'm writing. For another thing, and I think this is super important to me personally, you're forming your values, and if I can have a seat at that table, even if it's a very unimportant seat, and I can have a small voice in that process, that's very meaningful for me, because we left you with a big steaming pile of dung, and I would like you to do the best you can with it. Sorry about that. I mean, it was just so fun to drive those big cars. You'll never know the joy that it was. Do I like the ending of Breaking Dawn? I mean, no. I really like the Twilight series for what it is, but I only like it for what it is. And when it tries to transcend what it is, I just get really uncomfortable. And also, as my friend Leanne memorably said, who's I think 19, it's nice to know that if I marry my emotionally abusive boyfriend when I turn 18 and have this baby, I will live happily ever after. So yeah, that would be my response to the very end. Yeah. That was Leanne from the Boston Girl, yeah. Taylor!
Of all the main characters in your books, which one do you relate to the most?
Alaska? Is Alaska count as the main character? I mean, Alaska is the person who's most like my high school self, certainly. But, I mean, I wasn't a hot girl, but other than that. In terms of, like, sort of profound self-destructive impulses and a complete inability to control myself, probably most like Alaska. All the way in the back.
When you write, how much do you direct your characters and how much do they direct themselves?
I try to direct them entirely. Like, I always remember that they're products of my imagination and that we're trying to accomplish something together, rather than I'm just letting them like roam free around the world. Like, I want it to feel to you like something that we're creating together. I think books are collaboratively created because they're so abstract in a way that film isn't and television isn't, you know, because you have to translate these marks on a page into ideas inside your head. But when I'm writing, I want to be in at least like some control. But I do try very hard to imagine my characters as full people and to empathize with them and to think about what their lives are like.